Hello, this video is to show you how to set up your Cartesian settings for the assignment with Mr. Tesserero using AutoCAD. So after you have launched AutoCAD and you have opened the template file that has been provided for you, in this template file we have a grid that it measures 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. We now want to have all our references around a 0, point, x0, y0 as part of our grid. So zoom in on that a little bit here. And when we place lines, we want to use this 0, point to reference all our points that make up a graphic. So in order to do that, in AutoCAD we have to adjust some settings here. We're going to come down to the bottom right side of your screen to and mouse over this little drop down arrow here. It says Object Snap. Well, right next to that is this little drop down that we will click on, and we're going to set the Object Snap settings. So we'll click Object Snap Settings, and it opens a bigger window. In here, one thing I'm going to add to the default Object Snap settings is the midpoint. So we'll check the little midpoint here. We'll leave everything else checked or unchecked as they are. The main thing we want to do, though, is come across the top here and move to the Dynamic Input tab. So you want to locate the Dynamic Input tab. And on the Dynamic Input tab, we're going to adjust our pointer settings. So if I click on Settings for our pointer, that's the upper left box there, where it says for second and next points, default to. Well, we want to default to a Cartesian format. This allows us to put our coordinates in, x value, y value. And I want absolute coordinates rather than relative. Relative means from the last point. In this case, we want to go absolute, referencing from 0, 0. So the Cartesian format, you're going to check that radio button, and the absolute format, absolute coordinate format. The other thing I'll do is show my coordinate tooltips always, okay? And this will help you later on in making sure that you have the right values. So I'll change that to always, and then I can say okay. And we will close this out by also saying okay. What that allows me to do, first of all, you now see my cursor has changed so that when I'm at 0, 0 down here, you see those numbers are kind of highlighted. It's showing me where I am in the position in the Cartesian grid. The first number being the X number, so as I move horizontally, you see X go up. Also, we can see if we move to the left, X is a negative. Okay? And as I move up, my Y is increasing. And as I move below my 0, 0, my Y has a negative value there. All right, so it gets a good idea that your coordinates are correct. Now, to use this system to place a line, just type the command line. It's also over here, but we're going to type the command line, L-I-N-E. You hit enter, and it says, where do you want to start your first point? Let's say our first point is going to start at 2 for the X value, and maybe 2 for the Y value. So we're going to do 2. I'm going to hit a comma, and then I'm going to type 2. So X2, Y2, I hit enter. And there it starts me off there. And my next coordinate, I might want to have as, we'll say 4, 3. So I'm going to type 4 and a comma and 3 and enter. And there I have a point or a line that went from 4, 3. Okay. From here, I could key in my next coordinates if I'm going to continue the line, or if I want, so we'll do that first. Continue the line, maybe my next line is going to go to X value 7, and we'll hit comma, and then Y value 1, and I'll hit enter. And so that brought me down to that position. Maybe right along here, I'm going to stay at an X value 7. So I'll type X7, and I'll hit a comma. Very important you use comma. And now I'm going to say go to a Y, let's say 7, and I hit enter. And it takes my line to that position. If I want to start completely over again, I hit the ESC key, or escape key, and that starts me all over again. So I've drawn these 3 line segments, 1, 2, 3, and I can check my coordinates by mousing over the area that they're in to make sure that I'm in the right position. Now again, if I type line again, and then I can pick a new set of coordinates. Maybe I'm going to pick an x value of 10 and when I hit comma and a y value of 5. Puts my cursor where I want to start next, and perhaps my graphic is going to end down here, which was an x7, a y1, if you remember. Now notice when I mouse down there, it actually snaps that O snap set to there. That's that little square you see. So it did lock in there, but I could also type that in. X value 7, and I hit comma, and Y value 1. And I hit enter, and there that point got connected. Okay, so this will get you started in setting up your graphic. You can zoom out. I'm using a mouse, so I rolled my mouse wheel out. If you do not have a mouse, you use your mouse trackpad, and you can roll that out as well. Hopefully that helps you get started with setting up your graphic.